Good evening. More than $230,000 will soon help with financial hardships at local EMS companies all over Erie County. This funding coming from a COVID-19 response program. The story's new at 10 o'clock. Starr Bodi spoke to EMS companies tonight about how they plan to use this money within their departments. Starr?
Sean, 11 emergency service departments will receive this funding, and State Representative Ryan Bizzarro tells us he hopes that it helps alleviate costs from COVID-19 and combat during this pandemic. It's another push to alleviate financial hardships caused from the pandemic. This time it's for those on the front line, and that's with the help from State Representative Ryan Bizzarro.
We have an increase in expenses when it comes to like personal protective equipment and pandemic supplies, disinfection supplies and that. So to get this additional funding is a big help.
EmergiCare, along with 10 other EMS companies, will split more than $200,000 in funding. State Representative Ryan Bizzarro says he hopes this money will help with operation costs like utilities, fuel, and personal protective equipment.
Going to be life-changing for them. I mean, they're really going to need this money to continue operating and to continuing us every day in the community, helping us save lives and being there when we need them.
Westridge Fire Department says that the pandemic has put some renovations at a halt, but they plan on using the funding for maintenance in and outside of the building.
We have some pump work that has to be done, which is extremely expensive. The normal maintenance on the vehicles is very expensive, and it needs to be done as soon as things pop up.
Chief DeRosa tells us this funding will also help with personal protective equipment for 50 of his volunteers and paid employees. Representatives Mirsky and Harkins also announcing more than $97,000 in fire grants, which will also help with similar expenses like fuel and personal protective equipment. Sean?
Starr Bodi in the control room. Thanks, Starr.